Hello, Power Up Nation. Pat Council here on Designing Your Life Today. And I am just really excited to be talking to you guys this month. I know it's in February. I did not do any podcasts last month for a few reasons. November, December, and January, those were very busy months for me and unusually busy and on the business side. So I'm super excited about that, which means that we are all regrouping here and kind of preparing for more growth. That's the good thing. The other thing is when January hit, usually I have my goals done in October or no later than November, but this did not happen last year. I had a part of the goals done and I went no further, but it was not complete. So I took some time in January to actually complete my goals and finish things up. And I needed a break. So I took some time to rest a little bit and just kind of do nothing. And so, except a little coaching. But the point that I'm making is it brought me to it gave me some time to think about some things, which I've come up with some different things that I'm going to be sharing on Designing Your Life Today, starting this month. And with that being said, I have not told you our topic for today. And this is one of the first things I wanted to talk about. And our topic for today is the heart is key to your success. So we're not talking about the actual muscle that's in your body that's pumping blood, but that feeling, when they say things come from the heart. And so I wanted to talk about that because one of the good things about being so busy in November, December, and January is I got the great opportunity, the great blessing to talk to so many people and doing business strategy sessions, doing coaching, doing online workshops, doing live face-to-face workshops. So it was so awesome. I had a lot of fun, you guys. And the thing is one thing I have to mention. One of the workshops that I did was a 3-day workshop. I actually did it in my hometown called Rembert, South Carolina. And this is the first time I'd ever done that. So we're talking years, of being away, and of course only going home to visit my family, but never doing a workshop of that magnitude. So that was such a blessing for me. It was so fulfilling for me. It was so awesome. I was referred by one of my friends. Her name is Kathy. And I don't have her permission to give you her last name, but her name is Kathy. And so I feel honored that she thought of me, that she remembered me. And it just was so wonderful to be able to go back home and share business strategies to help people take their business to the next level. The other thing it made me think about, that experience gave me some time to think. And I thought, you know what? Where do I want to go with my business in 2025? And so my theme for 2025, of course, is 2025 is the year to thrive. And I thought wherever I go, it's going to be up. It's going to be more. And it's going to be more exciting. And so this is why I want to talk about the fact that your heart is key to your success. Because whatever it is you do, if you're feeling it, if you're excited about it, nothing can stop you. In January, and this is my first time hearing this, you guys may have heard it before, but I never heard it until this year. I didn't realize that January, I think the second week in January, or second Friday in January, is Quitter's Day. And that's the day where they predict that most people will quit on their New Year's resolutions and the goals that they've set, mostly New Year's resolutions. But I thought about that, and I could have done a podcast about it, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to give it any more energy than it was already getting. And I said, you know what? The question becomes, why would somebody fizzle out that early? And that's why I'm making my first podcast for this year, one that talks about the heart. And I said, because whatever it is that caused them to fizzle out, it's not in their heart. They're not excited about it. It's not producing the kind of energy that will make them drive forward, that will make them move forward. Okay, that will make them get beyond whatever obstacles. And usually the obstacles that stop us, those are obstacles that are in our mind. Now, don't get me wrong, life does happen. Interruption, we have these great plans. We're going to make these amazing goals happen. And then interruption does come into play. I mean, interruption in our life, can come in all forms, divorce, loss of job, loss of business, different health ailments, separating from toxic relationships, that includes intimate relationships, friendships, and yes, in some cases, family. So we have all these different things that can come at us. And here's the thing, no matter who you are, life is going to happen. Things are going to interrupt that flow. Things are going to get in the way. And I wanted to talk about this more so because I got the great opportunity to talk to a lot of people one-on-one. It's been a long time since I talked to that many people one-on-one. Now, I talk for a living and I love it. But for the first time last year in December, I thought, oh my goodness, if I could just go a week without talking, or at least 3 days, life would be so perfect because I talked just that much. But it was an honor for me to be able to do that, to be able to share something and impart some information to help people take their lives to the level that they wanted to take them to, or to help people understand that, you know what, I have this great goal. I'm excited about making this thing happen, either in my business or in my personal life. And they're excited about it, but to help them understand that, you know what, if it's coming from your heart, you can make it happen. So I found myself saying that so many times and telling them that, you know what, your heart has to be involved in this. Your heart is your key to your success, because a lot of people were saying, you know, I'm afraid I'm going to procrastinate. I'm afraid I'm going to lose focus. I'm afraid I'm not going to stay on track. I'm afraid that I won't do anything because in my mind, I don't think I'm capable. And I find myself telling them over and over and over, you know what? Is it something that you're really passionate about? Something that you're excited about? Because here's the thing, when it's in our heart, and we're going to find a way, make a way. It's kind of what we do as human beings. It's part of us being built by design to win, no matter what kind of interruption that comes into our lives. And see, this was another thing that I kept hearing. I kept hearing all the excuses. Now, there are some things that can fall under the category of reasons, legitimate reasons, but for the most part, they are excuses. So I kept hearing all of these different excuses from some of the people that I talked to one-on-one. And in my mind, I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm amazed that this person can't see how wonderful they are. You know, they're awesome. You know, they have a kind of power in them and they can't even feel it. They can't even embrace it because they think that they're less than. But when you can tap into your heart, then you can start to accept the fact that you are built by design to win. You can start to accept the fact or feel that there's a kind of power in you that's going to cause you to move forward no matter what. There's a kind of power in you that will convince you that, listen, even though I had something to interrupt the flow of my life, I don't know, loss of job, loss of business, what did they say, divorce, different health ailments, toxic relationships that you severed from, that took its toll on you emotionally, these kinds of things, different, whether it be intimate, friends or family, and the list could go on and on, even though some of these things happen. And these are some of the stories that I heard. And on one hand, I felt good because I had been through a lot of that. And I thought, you know what, I got beyond it. I overcame it, but I dug in deep, you know, and when I say I dug in deep, I dug in deeper, you know, harder, and I made a decision, but that came from my heart. My heart said, no, you're a winner. You're built by design to win. We don't stop, we don't quit, and we don't let anyone cause us to quit. So I'm saying this to say that this is where my theme, 2025 is the year to thrive, came from. As I started to listen to these different stories, I heard one person say, I wish none of this had ever happened. And I said, you know what? Life happens no matter who you are, what you do, or how much you try to avoid it. So the object of the game is for you to understand that you're having an experience, or you have had an experience that was unpleasant. But the object of the game is to ask yourself, what did I learn from it? Because sometimes within those unpleasant experiences, the real you gets released, gets revealed. So, and that's why we're talking about the heart. Okay. So your heart is your key to success. Your heart's going to say, you know what? This is who you really are. And this is why this happened. And this is why no matter what kind of emotional pain this caused you, you have to let this go and trust that it will all work out. No matter what kind of physical pain you're in, you have to do what you're supposed to do and do your best to become as healthy as possible. See, your heart's going to guide you toward being your highest and best self. Your heart's going to cause you to position yourself to win. And so this is not just something I'm saying, because as I talked to some of the people who shared some of their challenges that they were going through, I was glad I was able to help them. But I asked them all the same question. Okay. Or questions. One of the questions I ask is, okay, so why do you think this happened? Okay. And what can you learn from it? And do you think you can overcome it? And are you ready to give up? And it was so great. I had nobody who said, yeah, I just want to give up. They said, no. This is why I participated in your event. Because, I want to be better. So now all of a sudden you had an unpleasant thing happen to you, but you're ready to up your game. You're ready to thrive. And of course, these people I talked to, a lot of them, some were in January, but most of them were November and December. And as I started hearing them, I found myself saying, so you're ready to thrive. And that's when I thought 2025 is the year to thrive. So I told them, position yourself. Get a sheet of paper, write down everything you think you can do to thrive. Write down the vision of who you would like to be. This is what's called your identity. You're adopting a personal identity that you're going to embrace, and it's coming from your heart at this point. Because here's the thing. When you go through a lot of these different, what we call interruptions in life, a lot of them will attack you emotionally. So one of the things about people going through things that don't feel so good emotionally is that their heart, let's just say it's a little raw. So you can feel, okay, you feel some kind of pain, you feel something, and all of a sudden you find yourself wishing for something more, wishing for something different, and seeing something different. That's what you need to pay attention to. It's taking you to a higher level. It's taking you to where you desire to be and where you definitely deserve to be, because you are built by design to win. So I want you to remember that as you go through this year, it's not about interruptions, unpleasant interruptions. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's not about how frustrated you get because you're going after this goal, and for whatever reason, it seems to be difficult. It is about, is this in your heart? Is this a part of, in other words, in your heart of hearts, is this something that you really want to achieve? It's not just a mind thing. Okay, here's an example of something that's just kind of what I call a little bit lackluster, but just comes from the mind. I have to take a second job so I can make sure I can pay my bills, or I have to take a second job or a third job so I can bring in extra money. Now, don't get me wrong. People have to do what they have to do. However, what I'm saying is, that's coming from the mind. That's your mind giving you a strategy so that you can perhaps get out of debt. But now And I'm not telling you not to do that. I'm saying, giving you the difference between kind of a heart, your heart and your mind. But now you need to ask your heart, okay, where am I going? What am I supposed to do? Okay, is this something I'm passionate about? And you need to listen to your heart, because that's the thing that's going to keep you moving forward. Okay, even if it does involve you having to get an extra job, which a lot of times that's rare. I can't say it's rare because I don't know the statistics, so I have to take that back. But let's just say a lot of times if you follow your heart, it is going to work out. It's going to work out a lot faster, and you probably won't have to take all these different jobs, especially jobs that's taking you away from what you're supposed to do. Now, here's my caveat. I'm not telling you not to do that. I have to stress that. But I am telling you that your heart will lead you in the right direction. One of the things that's important for you to understand is that whatever it is, whatever goals that you've set for 2025, have an idea of what it means for you to thrive. And that's you'll know, because see, that's the other thing. When it's coming from your heart, you're going to feel excited about it. And it hasn't even happened yet. Okay. And you're going to get ideas. You're going to be prompted to do something different. And I'm not saying this because it's me. I'm saying it because it was said. But a couple of the business strategy sessions that I went through, the appointments that I set and with others, and they were talking to me, and I had a couple of them, and they don't know each other. Okay, they're different parts of the country, and they were saying things like, you know what, I know it's time for me to move up. I know it's time for me to go to another level. I know it's time for me to really embrace the life that I desire, not a life that someone else is telling me I should settle for. And I said, okay, that's your heart talking. And then they would say, there was that word, it's time for me to thrive. I've got to come out of my shell. And so the more I heard this, I thought, 2025 is coming up. So this is the year to thrive. And so that's where that theme comes from. But I want you guys to understand that when your heart is in it, you will not fail. And that's right. I'm saying it just without any bewares or any caveats. When your heart is in it, it's truly in it, you will not fail. That outcome will excite you. That outcome will happen for you in a way that you will go, wow, I never expected my life to turn out this way. I never expected all of these amazing things to come out of just this one heartfelt idea, this one heartfelt goal. Me embracing and listening to my heart as a result of some of the perhaps interruptions or unpleasant things that I went through. So when you and I meaning whoever, okay, we all go through them. That includes me. And so when you start to listen to your heart, it's going to push you up to a higher level. It's going to push you up to a level where you are actually going to start to understand what it means to do life with power, because you're going to feel that power. You see, when something unpleasant happens, or when we're having challenges with our goals and we feel kind of down, like I don't know if I'm going to finish this. Or, I was excited when January 1st came in, but now I don't know. And I'm referencing the Quitter's Day after 2 weeks. But when these kinds of feelings come, this is a strong indication that, you're doing some things that don't even fulfill you. When we set goals that are based on just purely things, sometimes that's where it has to start. There's nothing wrong with that. But in order to get a new car, new house, or anything like that, you have to provide some kind of service. You have to do something that's going to help someone somewhere. Now, can you get a car without doing that? Yeah, you can. But that's where it's not as rewarding. And I'll just say it like that. That's why I hesitated. I was going to say something else. Maybe I'll say it in another podcast. But the point that I'm making, you guys, is when you bring your heart into it, you will succeed. You'll get the new car, you'll get the house, but in the process, you will have served and helped others, because that's what heartfelt goals do. And you're going to discover something great about you. You're going to discover who you are. Okay, at that point in time, because we're constantly growing, we're constantly evolving. But at that point in time, you're going to step more and more into your own power. And you're going to keep going up and up to the next level. If right now, and this is early in the year, if you're not feeling excited about your goals, or if you feel unfulfilled, or if you feel that there's something missing in your life, well, this is a sign that you should do something different with your life based on a feeling that you have in your heart. Listen, a feeling that's prompting you to take certain actions. I've met people who have downplayed their goals, who've downplayed their desires, who've been super excited about making something happen, and they've allowed fear. And this is the last thing I want to end with, because I want to address fear for a second or two. And they've allowed fear to cause them to settle. Okay, that's not heartfelt. Those are not heartfelt actions. And this is the thing about the heart. When I say the heart is key to your success, it's key because it will override your fear. You see, so and you'll not let fear dominate. Okay, can fear get into your heart? I think yes. I don't know. Yes, you can have that feeling, and it can make you feel jealous. It can make you feel envious. It can make you feel angry because you're seeing someone else over there who's thriving, and they're coming from their heart. They're not even thinking about the fact that you are envious or jealous or whatever it is you are. But when you come from your heart and you tap into your heart and you trust your heart, okay, now you're going to be surprised at what comes as a result of that, because you're going to move forward. Even if you do feel fear, you're going to continue to move forward, because it's a powerful thing when you get that feeling. See, the heart tells you what it takes for you to be fulfilled. Okay. And when you tap into that, before you know it, you're going to be doing life with power, and you will definitely embrace the idea that you were built by design to win. So 2025 is the year to thrive. Don't let fear, don't let anyone's opinion, don't let anyone put anything into your mind, into your heart, into your head that's going to stop you from winning. Remember, the Bible tells us to guard your heart, for out of it flow the issues of life. So if you're not fulfilled and things aren't happening and you've already fizzled out, well, check your heart. Listen, you guys, that's all I have for you. But this is February, my favorite month. Why? If you've been listening to this podcast beyond, well, since last February, you know February is my favorite month, because this is the month where my birthday is. And it's also Valentine's Day. So love is in the air. Now that's Eros love. But throughout our podcast for the month, you guys know I often talk about love from different aspects. And we're going to do the same thing this year, but we're coming from a very different position. We're going to talk about redesigning your life. Some of you are in that kind of phase of life or mindset where you just feel like you need something different. So we're going to talk about redesigning your life. We're going to talk about different aspects of love that you can use to cause your life, your business, and everything else to blossom. So in the meantime, once again, do life with power, because you're built by design to win.